Manchester United. After the game, your coach said that he would like when he looks at the table, he feels so ashamed. Everybody should feel ashamed, even though the consolation is there, which is the Europa League, being unbeaten. But everybody should be ashamed. Every Manchester United should be ashamed that this is where their team is. If not for how shitty the likes of Ipswich, Southampton, and Leicester City are, Man should be inside the relegation zone. With this performance, they should be in the relegation zone. But well, you're big, you're big, you're big, you're big. So that's the consolation. Let's talk about Amorim 3-4-3 formation. It's not. It has not worked. It has not worked in the Premier League. It has not worked in the Premier League because if you want to make excuses for the fact that they have been playing Europe, yesterday they started their main team. Not everybody started yesterday. So what's going on? Why is it working in Europe against some of these other guys, and why is it not working? I'll start from you. Why is it not working in the Premier League?
First of all, the thing is, Amorim brought down his pattern, everything. It's new. Initially, I was using that issue that the boys are new with his pattern and formation. He's going to get a hang of it. And then, surprisingly, this same tactic works perfectly for them in Europe. But I want to bring it back down to Premier League. It doesn't. But then, first of all, why 3-4-3 does not work for Man U, I think, is because they don't have natural wing backs. Now, 3-4-3 puts a lot of work in the midfield. The central midfield have to do too much. Who be the midfielders when they Man U? If you know past Bruno, you would. Most people don't even know that Casemiro is supposedly a midfielder. I said, okay, Mino sometimes try to prove something, and Toby does not play all the time. I don't. So you see that's the problem. 3-4-3, the work is on the midfield. See the other clubs it works for. Barca is their midfield is everything. See PSG midfield, Vitinha, those three guys, they're sensational. They're creating the kind of bond that if they stay together, nobody can break that midfield. And that's why when they meet other clubs, it's as if those ones don't have midfield. Now that's the main problem Man U is having.
Midfield.
The midfield. And then aside that, those players are average. You say they play for big club. If Bruno no play, even when Bruno play, maybe he's not performing, then everybody there will just be like, and then I'm asking, what is happening? What is wrong? You can't get them from the wings. Ganacho will give a good run, and then he will still lose the ball. Oh, Chineke, this header that Holland, this boy he headed yesterday, I wanted to give him a knock. If I know Holland personally, I'm gonna have an issue because I'm looking at a striker heading you heading the ball outside. In fact, off target, a striker really. So everything is wrong with Man U. No, it's not Amorim. We saw his stats. We saw what he did before he came to Man United. So Manchester United are just making him look bad. Hopefully, he gets the European Cup. I'm thinking about the Europa League, and then maybe use that as a consolation and sign his own players. In his defense, still he's playing at enhanced players, right? So we can say the 3-4-3 is not working. The players are below par. The central they don't have natural wing backs. Midfield is not there, and then those players are not his.
Okay.
So let's hope maybe after the Europa League, and then he gets to sign his players. Then we actually see what he's capable of.
I'll ask you before you answer the 3-4-3. I'll ask you: do you think Do you think under Ten Hag this season, Manchester United would have been in this position, 16th?
Exactly.
It doesn't look like
Prior before
the coming of Amorim.
They're around 10th or so.
Exactly. In fact, they are struggling already.
It would have been worse.
Exactly.
I think it
You think it hasn't
I
worked?
think they would have gone to relegation if they had been there.
I don't think if he was there up till now,
Wouldn't really.
Man United would have
Gotten to
been
Europa League.
eliminated in the Europa League.
You know what happened?
Wow.
He drew 2 or 3 clubs. Baba came out with that shame. If you drew for Nabacha and you know that Manchester does something well. As a Manchester fan, I was so ashamed of myself. But since Amorim came, he's not lost in the Europa League, and you've got to. Who for that come out is the thing I still there. I will for really enter relegation. We're almost there.
Yes, because he
Before
won't play. He
Amorim
won't
came.
play Ahmad. He won't play Ahmad. Ahmad was not playing under him and stuff like that.
And he didn't even know where to place Ahmad. That was the problem. Amorim came. Ahmad said, "Put me anywhere. Anything you want me to play, I'll play." And you see that the guy is good. Put him in the wings, he's there. Put him wing back. Or anywhere you say, "Oh yeah, this is what I want to play," he will deliver. But they have no know how you want to do all those.
All right. Well, let's go quickly.
Yeah.
about the 3-4-3 formation, I think it's not the first time we're doing this locally.
Yeah. So it's Manchester United problem.
Exactly.
It's not taking one day.
The 3-4-3 formation.
for Amorim, let's assume that probably he doesn't have the required personnel to execute his plans.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we hope that maybe come the end of the season, as he's going to get his own players, and then they're going to do what he wants.
Why is it working in Europe and why is it not working in England for Manchester United? That's the main thing here. It's working outside. They go outside, go find trouble, go do everything, go beat anybody they like. Then come back home, it's not
Probably,
working.
probably they
most of the
haven't,
teams
they haven't figured him out yet.
I said that I think most of the teams they meet there in the Europa League also play 3-4-3. So it's like what's the word now? Using the same formation to jam each other. But in Premier League, mostly I mean like Man City uses 4-2, either 4-2 or 4-2-3, something like that. And then others you see in Premier League, they really work for most of them.
All right, Bidemi, share your thoughts quickly.
Honestly, for me, my quota is very, very simple. Come to think of Manchester United and 3-4-3, it's a new system. So we just have to give the gaffer his own benefit of that he doesn't have the crop number of players he needed. But in this instance, I would say why not at some point, since it's not working, why not switch to another formation? But you find out that if it's not 3-4-3, it is not 3-4-3. So that means he's trying to bend them to make sure that they get it right.
Yes.
These young coaches are very stubborn.
So-
Arteta, the same thing. What was it called again? There are many of them very stubborn with. They stick to that particular thing. Talking about switching, I'll end this statement with it. I think that's one of the problems Manchester United has had all these years. When a coach comes in, brings a different style. If after 3, 4, 5 games it doesn't work, they change back to that
The old one that
counter-attacking football that will go, but it's still the same problem. On the long run, these players cannot play because not many of them can run the way Manchester United of old, the way they run that time. Not many, you don't have the Ronaldo anymore. You don't have the Rooney anymore. You don't have the Nani anymore. You don't have the Chicharito anymore. These guys who can enter into spaces. You don't have those kind of quality anymore. So that's why when they revert to those formations, on the long run, it hurts them.
And again, something with the 3-4-3 formation, you need to have a midfielder who dictates play for you.
That's what Casemiro should be doing. He's old now.
Who can dictate play for Manchester United? There's no single midfielder in that team.
Bruno, he complained about
Bruno
Bruno.
does it now.
Bruno. He does not stay with the ball. That's what one of the things Amorim talked about when he came in after the first 2 games. When he was assessing the players, he said Bruno likes to play long balls. In that kind of formation, you do not play long balls. Just
At your feet.
you
They
keep
need a
it
deep
in the
line
midfield
player.
because that's where you have more numbers. Keep it
They
in
need
the
a deep
midfield,
line midfielder.
create
and
spaces and
playmaker.
then. But Bruno is a player who looks up and takes play long balls.
I don't see that he's still doing that.
He's still sometimes that's what you see. You have to just let some players play because this is not the kind of midfielder he wants right now. Maybe with time we might see the changes that he will effect. And that's why I keep telling Manchester United, you want to say something?
Yes, but one thing we should understand that Manchester United was built around Bruno for now.
Yeah,
For now,
not consciously, unconsciously, they just build the team around him.
Around
Just the same
him.
thing that Chelsea did with Palmer.
Palmer, yeah, unconsciously
He's
build
been
the
the
team.
most consistent player in the
Yes,
squad.
so that's why these things happen. Let's comment section of us. Let us know what you think about this whole 3-4-3 formation. I'm not of the opinion that he changes his formation. I just think they should give it about that time depends on the Manchester United fans. If you give him the time, he's going to bring in his own players and then do what he did. And that we're talking about 4 years from now. Look
We're giving that time.
at Paul Scholes talked about Arteta. Give these guys time to work their magic on the team.
Exactly.
Uproot what they need to uproot, replace what they need to replace, and then when you can judge them after about 2 seasons
the
or 3
problem with
seasons.
this Premier League club. See Chelsea.
They are already calling for
Pochettino
himself.
don't even take. They bring this guy.
This one, they are
and
always
now
calling
they want
for
to-
himself.
That's how it works.
So let's comment section. Let us know what you think about this issue. Thank you.